It was a cold autumn evening when Lily was returning home after a long, tiring day at work. She walked along the empty street of her small town, pensive and confused by thoughts about future plans. Only the wind whispered in the leaves of the trees. The street lamps flickered and changed their brightness. The atmosphere around was tense and unusual. Lily felt nervous and restless, but she knew it was just the result of exhaustion from the day's work. Walking down a lonely street, Lily suddenly heard distant footsteps behind her. Her heart jumped in her chest and she turned to see who might be nearby. But there was no one. The street was empty and silent, but she felt that someone was watching her. Someone was hiding in the distance. The cold wind suddenly changed, becoming even stronger, and it enveloped Lily in a volley, almost forcing her to cover her face from the cold. The wind carried mysterious whispers, like invisible voices that seemed to scold or challenge. Lily decided to speed up her pace and get to her house as soon as possible. However, the steps that followed her increased their speed, coming closer and closer. She turned the corner, trying to get away from her mysterious pursuer, but the footsteps continued to ring in her ears, echoing with every step she took. Finally, the flames of the distant lanterns cast light on the figure that appeared before Lily. It was an old woman, dressed in rough, shabby clothes, with blizzards in her braids. Her face was covered with wrinkles, and it seemed that she had lived in remote isolation for a long time. Lily felt doubtful, but could not refuse the old woman, who turned to her with a pleading look on her face.
"Young lady, could you help me? I can't find my way home,"
said a woman in a husky, rich voice that struck Lily with its strangeness. With trembling hands, Lily pulled out her cell phone to call for help or hail a taxi, only to find that there was no signal. Her fear began to grow, but she still felt a moral responsibility to help the old woman. So, gathering her strength, she agreed to take her to house. Starting their unexpected journey, they came through narrow, dark streets that Lily had never noticed before. The houses were abandoned, the windows were boarded up with wooden boards, and the floors were covered with dust and garbage. The darkness and mystery around became more and more oppressive. With every step, Lily felt that something was wrong. They seemed to go in circles, going around the same streets. The female guide showed no signs of care or concern, only maintaining her long smile. The flames of distant lanterns illuminated their path again, and for a moment, Lily guessed that they were returning to their starting point. But when she tried to express her doubts and ask the woman to show her home, the old woman only froze for a moment, her eyes shining with dark, mysterious lightning.
"You can't run away from me, Lily,"
she whispered in a husky voice that filled her with fury and terror. Lily felt fear wash over her, her trembling legs defiantly taking flight. She ran through the streets, leaving that gloomy area and appearing in a lighted and friendly part of the city. Her heart was beating so fast it felt like it was going to explode, and her spirit was gasping for breath. But she escaped from the terrible embrace of the mysterious old woman. Left alone, Lily realized that this meeting was more than just a coincidence. Her stalker was intent on luring her into something terrible and treacherous. Half an hour later, Lily was already at home. She made herself tea with chamomile and mint to calm down. Little by little, the fear began to recede, and Lily was even able to fall asleep. Through a dream, Lily heard someone climbing the stairs.